Up on Mountain News this morning, it's important to know what amendment votes will be on the ballot as the election draws closer. Plus, power crews continue to help recovery efforts for those hit by Hurricanes Helene and Milton.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche. We are coming up on 5 o'clock this Monday morning, and today is October 14th. Let's check in with meteorologist Megan Desmal for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, I think we got some good practice last week. I didn't feel a cold when I stepped out this morning.
Yeah, that's for sure, but temperatures are getting colder. This morning that cold front came through and dropped the temperatures, but it hasn't had the chance to fully have the effects on the morning, so it'll get a little bit colder in the next couple days, but today it's looking to be better. Throughout the region, though, fog isn't much of an issue at all. You can look out at WYMT studios all the way up into Pikeville, and it's a nice clear skies, and that's because visibility across the area, 10 all across the board. So it'll be a nice morning driving throughout. Current temperatures, though, we're in those 50s. So again, not that bad compared to what we had last week or what we're going to be expecting this upcoming week. But high temperatures will be warming ever so slightly. High temperatures will be in the upper 50s and low 60s. But again, as we're continuing throughout the next couple of days, you can expect both the low temperature and the high temperature to be getting cooler as that cold front really takes hold. And the next 12 hours, though, we'll be nice and sunny up until that 2 p.m. hour. We'll have a little bit of clouds, high temperatures crawling around that 5 p.m. mark, and sunrise will be at 7:41 a.m. Madison.
All right, Megan, thank you. There will be several choices to make on this year's 2024 general election ballot in Kentucky. Citizens will vote yes or no on 2 amendments. Some counties and cities will also have the question of whether or not to allow medical cannabis operations. Knox County Clerk Mike Corey says you can request an absentee ballot now.
Currently, we're doing absentee balloting, and that's been quite heavy here in Knox County. Citizens can apply for an absentee ballot through October 22nd. That would be the deadline for an absentee ballot.
You can vote early in person beginning October 31st. Corey says they have already sent out more than 600 absentee ballots. And with the election less than 1 month away, one of the amendments you will see on the ballot is Kentucky Constitutional Amendment 2. It asks voters if they are in favor of giving the General Assembly the option to provide financial support to students outside of the public education system.
This is an issue of public funds are for public schools, and our system should not be further damaged by defunding public schools.
Folks on the other side say this is a misconception and public funds are for the public good. If the majority of Kentuckians vote yes, things would not automatically change for the public school sector, but it could open the door for legislators in support of it to propose what other systems those funds should be allocated to. Now a closer look at Amendment 1. That amendment deals with allowing only U.S. citizens to vote, and supporters say the ballot question simply seeks to clarify confusion in what is already in the state's constitution. Lawmakers in favor of Amendment 1 say they want to make sure only U.S. citizens are casting ballots. But one former state representative says it is not necessary, claiming people who vote in Kentucky are those who are eligible to vote.
You know, we probably should use some different language. Certainly we know that minors cannot vote. You've got to be 18 to vote in Kentucky. Again, I just think that language is probably inappropriate today.
The ballot will include a description of people who cannot vote, including the description, quote, idiots and insane people. A group opposed to the amendment will host a news conference and rally Monday in Frankfort. It is 2 weeks after Hurricane Helene, and there is still a ways to go for those affected. As Kimberly Kagi shows us, power crews from Kentucky are on the ground helping to get the lights back on for survivors.
I don't think that we had an understanding of just how immense Helene was going to be.
Power poles snapped in half, roads entirely washed out. That devastation in Georgia and the Carolinas, calling for an all-hands-on-deck situation and some outside help for more than 230 Kentucky Electric Cooperative crew members.
The fact that this is a larger mutual aid response than Katrina and then Rita that followed that years ago says something about just the widespread nature of
Working to get communities out of the dark in those areas hasn't been an easy task.
it's something else if the land that you are supposed to be restoring it is no longer there, if it's been swept away. So what do? They've had to actually work with the Army Corps of Engineers and other engineering folks from the co-ops to be able to figure out how to reroute the system.
Arnold says the long-awaited end is nearing, as some crews have been relieved of their duties.
We do actually see the light at the end of the tunnel as of today, because there are some of our crews who are being who are finished up in some of those areas, and they actually are going to be coming home.
Working to get the lights back on and crews back home with their families.
This is the largest mutual aid deployment in the co-op's history. The second season of harness horse racing had its opening day Saturday at Cumberland Run in Corbin. It is one of 3 harness horse racing tracks in Kentucky, and some of the best riders and racehorses in the world came to compete. Hundreds of folks came to enjoy a day of racing and betting while the children enjoyed a carnival. In its second year, the race has been a benefit to not only the people of Corbin, but local businesses as well.
Yeah, we're a partner with the business community. We're a strategic partner with the city of Corbin, the city of Williamsburg, Franklin in the central part of the state. But you're exactly right. It's all about fun, entertainment.
Officials with Cumberland Run say having the track in Corbin has led to an increase in horse trainers in the area. With the fall season in full swing, a common activity is going out to a pumpkin patch. 3 Mile Creek Farms in Jenkins hosted the opening weekend of its pumpkin patch. What started as something just for Rob Elkin's family roughly 5 years ago has grown to something that is fun for all families in their community.
It is such a blessing. We love to hear the sound of children on this farm and enjoying animals and learning about farms and Kentucky life, and we have people come from other states, and it's just a blessing to hear the sound of children on our farm.
All of the money raised from the pumpkin patch goes towards rescued farm animals. The pumpkin patch is open every Saturday and Sunday in October, with a Halloween bash happening on October 27th. In Pikeville, members of the LGBTQ+ community and allies came together for a celebration Saturday. Pikeville Pride is an event that creates a space for the LGBTQ+ members in Pike County and surrounding areas. It is a place where they can feel safe and accepted. Folks listened to music, ate at vendor stands, and got to enjoy live entertainment. The event, which started in a small parking lot, has now grown to one that hundreds of folks attend.
Pikeville Pride to me is a story that we tell that we matter. And that first little pride was a spark, and every moth around has been attracted to it because it tells the truth that we already knew, that we matter.
During the event, Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman gave remarks. Thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. When we return, NASA is about to embark on a journey across the stars as it prepares to send its largest spacecraft ever into space.
And a look at how this cold front is shaping this week to look like. Just a couple minutes.